Anyways, it was called Wham, and I know it sounds like Spam, and it's also the '80s band with George Michael.
Did it have an exclamation point? Like wham?
No,
Or is it just wham?
it was just Wham.
Wham.
And it is one of my favorite like protein meat type things ever. It's like super juicy. I guess it's kind of like
Is
sliced
it a
Spam.
real meat? Like it's a mystery meat? Like
It's a veggie thing, soy based. And there was another one called smoked beef, which is really funny because again, it was all just plant based. And we would sell these, and they would be frozen sliced things. We'd put them in between two toasted pieces of bread, a little bit of butter, maybe mayo, and it was the greatest thing ever. And I could taste it right now, just thinking about it. So I grew up with that, but that was not cool. Like it wasn't cool to have like fake meat back in the '80s. But now it's just crazy to me that like KFC, other places are doing this, and everyone's waiting in line for it. Because for me, I was like, "What's that weirdo Carl's? Why is he not just getting a hamburger?"
Yeah, I mean, there's been this generations of this stuff, right? Like there's like tofurkey and like these kind of alternative like fake meats, like going back and I think to the 80s and 90s. And then you had like the Boca Burger and these it's
Yeah.
basically bean-based burgers.
Morningstar started a lot of it, I
Yeah,
feel
like Morningstar. And then, 10 years ago, you went to like the alternative section, organic section in your Trader Joe's. They'd have like a lot of soy-based meats, like kind of fake meats. So this stuff's been around for a while, but I guess what's new is a lot of just kind of more either deeper science or an approach that actually takes proteins from plants, like and takes properties from like heme, which is a secret ingredient, the secret ingredient of the Impossible Burger, and it basically tastes like
blood.
yeah, like it's
It like
the
makes
same-
it bleed.
Yeah, it makes it seem like it's real meat, like it's bleeding. Here's the thing, though. Here's a challenge. There's a writer who wrote an article for Wired, and it kind of compared it to the movie concept or the video game concept of the Uncanny Valley, right? So that even you're in video games, this idea of the Uncanny Valley, and when you're playing a video game to explain Uncanny Valley, and you look in the eyes of the star or the character, and they're not quite there. They look real, but they're not quite there.
Kind of real. It's not real enough.
Yeah, it's like 5% off, and it's enough to make us creepy. You get that same thing with fake meat. If it's 5% off and it's trying to say it's meat or like this should be a substitute for meat where you think it's meat, and it's a little bit off, then it's got the Uncanny Valley meat. And I felt that way with the first Beyond Burger. Like I just felt like it wasn't right.
Right.
It was way too pink, and it was like kind of too.
It is very pink.
It
Actually,
had a
Beyond
weird
Burger.
aftertaste. So
I think the difference is that because again, growing up, going back to that story, is like I grew up thinking like this is veggie meat, and I know what that is, and that's what
Yeah.
I'm going for.
Yeah.
So
It wasn't trying to fake it. It wasn't
Right.
trying to say this is real meat.
I'm not
Whereas
trying that.
like the
Yeah.
Impossible Beyond are saying this is meat, you won't tell the difference. And if
I
you
still
tell the
know.
difference, it bugs you.
Yeah.
With the other ones, like they weren't trying to ever sell the idea that they're like meat. They're just like, hey,
Like grillers, they're still good.